What's up, guys? It's Dr. D. I'm back at y'all with another video.
I'm the real doctor.
All right, time to get serious. Today we're talking about progeria.
Progeria? What does that even mean? That sounds so weird.
Progeria is, in simple terms, a condition that makes young children look older and develop clinical features that resemble those of an aging adult.
Progeria, is that the actual name? That doesn't sound scientific at all.
Of course not. The full scientific name is Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome.
Wow, that sure is a mouthful. How did the disorder even get its name?
Well, its name originated in 1886 by Jonathan Hutchinson, then in 1897 by Hastings Gilford. The condition was later named Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome.
So what does progeria mean exactly?
Oh, I remember now. The word progeria comes from the Greek words pro, meaning before or premature, and then geris, meaning old age.
Yes, Agyeiwaa, you are absolutely correct. The LMNA gene produces the laminin A protein. The abnormal laminin A protein that causes progeria is called progen, which also means prematurely old. But do any one of you guys know the symptoms of progeria?
Yes, Dr. D. I was researching the disorder and I found out that progeria has symptoms such as slow growth and hair loss, which begin to appear in the first year or two of life. Not only that, but people with progeria also suffer from developmental issues such as short structure, slow growth, or underdeveloped jaws.
Yeah, Fiona, in addition to that, they also have skin-related issues such as dryness or wrinkles, or other symptoms such as hair loss, delayed tooth development, and enlarged hearing loss.
Yes, you guys are 100% correct. But don't forget, symptoms also are high-pitched voice, incomplete sexual maturation, joint stiffness.
Dr. D, how common is the condition?
And who does it affect?
It's a rare genetic disorder and affects 1 in every 4 to 8 million live births.
I've always seen this disorder in females. Is it for females only?
Oh no, Fiona. Progeria affects both boys and girls equally and can be found on every continent, excluding Australia. Therefore, it affects all races.
Oh, I also read that it causes rapid early aging of the body. Is that true?
Yes, it is. Infants born with progeria appear to be normal newborns, and symptoms generally do not occur until about 2 years of age. Pretty sad.
Yeah, people with progeria have an average life expectancy of 13 years old, but some die earlier and some live past 20. For every 1 year of living with progeria is equivalent to 10 normal years.
Agyeiwaa. Okay, so what I do know is that Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome is considered an autosomal dominant condition, which means one copy of the altered gene in each cell is sufficient to cause this disorder, making it a gene disorder, not a chromosomal one.
Yes, the condition results from new mutations in the LMNA gene. Progeria is due to a single letter misspelling in a gene on chromosome 1 that codes for laminin A, a protein that is a key component of the membrane surrounding the cell's nucleus.
Progeria affects a protein called lamin A, which is encoded by the gene LMNA located on chromosome 1.
The normal lamin A protein has a farnesyl group added to the C-terminus by the enzyme farnesyl transferase.
In progeria, the farnesyl group at the end of the pre-lamin A protein cannot be removed. The defective protein remains fixed to the nuclear rim instead of becoming part of the nuclear envelope. As a result, the nuclear envelope does not have the support to maintain its normal shape, and the cell is at risk of dying prematurely.
There are also two major forms of this disorder: Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome, HGPS, which has its onset in early childhood, and Werner syndrome, which is adult progeria, which occurs later in life.
A third condition, HSF, is characterized by the presence of progeria in combination with dwarfism and other features of abnormal growth.
Yes, and while this is all very sorrowful, there's still no cure for progeria, but researchers are working on finding one. A kind of cancer drug, FTIS, may fix the damaged cells.
Yes, treatments usually help ease or delay some of the disease's symptoms. The child's doctor may prescribe drugs to lower cholesterol or prevent blood clots.
A low dose of aspirin every day can help prevent heart attacks and stroke. A growth hormone can also help build height and weight.
Adding on to the topic of research, a new study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association reports that lonafarnib, a farnesyl transferase inhibitor, helped extend survival in children with progeria.
The study showed that treatment with lonafarnib alone compared with no treatment was associated with a significantly lower mortality rate, 3.7% versus 33.3%, after a median of 2.2 years of follow-up. This is the first evidence that lonafarnib alone can improve survival for this fatal disease.
Yes, Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome is considered an autosomal dominant condition, which means one copy of the altered gene in each cell is sufficient to cause the disorder. The condition results from a new mutation in the LMNA gene.
Since it only affects such a small group of people, does a certain population develop progeria over others?
No, as mentioned before, the disorder affects both sexes and all races equally, and affects about 1 in every 4 million births worldwide.
Do you guys know any famous people with this disorder?
As for people with this condition, there are no famous doctors or researchers. However, born on June 4, 1985, Leon Botha, as pronounced, was a South African DJ and painter, and is documented as one of the most famous people with progeria. Sadly, Botha died on June 5, 2011.
I also heard of that famous YouTuber. What's her name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Analia Rose. She's a 5-year-old girl who suffers from progeria. She's also filming herself doing her makeup or her hair. I love her channel.
I wonder what her life is like.
One who lives with progeria will have annual checkups to the chiropractor and may experience low self-esteem.
Living with progeria will influence one's daily life when participating in daily activities such as running around or playing with friends due to increased muscle weakness.
I also heard that when providing care to a person who has progeria, one must make accommodations such as installing lower level type taps, faucets, to baths and basins, or lower coat hooks, light switches, and door handles.
Yeah, and don't forget that caregivers also have to ensure that the person with progeria is getting their annual checkups and eating the right amount of food.
Hi, what's up? It's Dr. D. I'm back again with both my guests. I just want to give a big shout out to Fiona and Agyeiwaa for helping me out on this topic. I couldn't do it myself because listening to progeria and all the stories and how people have to live with it, it just breaks me.